Hello and welcome to Retro Gaming Banter. In today's video we are checking out the Schmoomers Shepherds Pie build for the RetroPie. Try saying that 10 times in a row. Roll V2, yeah, roll. While we boot up with the custom boot animation, which does look great by the way, the build is RetroPie 4.7, built on PlayBox V2 by 2Play. It's compatible with the Raspberry Pi 4 and requires a 400GB or larger micro SD card or SSD. As a note, I get quite a few questions from viewers saying all they get on builds is a black screen. My advice is just leave it for 30 minutes, and if it does nothing by then, reboot and try again. During this time the build is resizing the partition to use the full space available, and this can take some time to do, so just be patient and let it get on with it. Once booted up we can see there's a nice menu theme design which looks clean and is fast to browse through. I will start off with going over what systems are included and how many games there are. In total there's 4,645 games available. For arcade games there's 1,249. Atari 2600 47 games. The Thomas Wave 20 games. We'll just have a quick look at those. Sega Dreamcast 57 games. Sega Game Gear 275 games. Game Boy 77 games. Game Boy Advance 374 games. Game Boy Color 152. Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, there's 583 games. Sega Master System 259 games. Nintendo 64 19 games. Naomi Arcade 27 games. Neo Geo 140 games. Neo Geo CD 40 games. The NES 340 games. Neo Geo Pocket 40 games. MS-DOS 2 games. Game ports there's 27 games available, so you've got everything here from Doom, Open Tyrion and X-Rick. PSP has 36 games available. PSP Minis, just the one game, but a good game. Sony PlayStation 134 games. Scum VM, there's 25 games available. Sega 32X, there's 35 games available, and the Sega CD 24 games. Super Nintendo has 558 games. Something new to RetroPie, I haven't seen this before, is Solaris. It's an RPG game engine. There's 10 games available for this. TurboGrafx 16, there's 94 games. And then we're onto the categories. So from here you've got things like adventure games, Arkanoid series, games with asterisks, Bubble Bubble, Crash Bandicoot and Donkey Kong series. There's also a list of favourites which has been made by Schmoomers himself. So these don't go over your own favourites, these are just like a category. So these are hand-picked games by himself. And yeah, there's some decent games on here. So overall there is a good selection of popular systems and games to check out. And plenty of categories if you are looking for something in particular. It's not the highest game count by far, but these are games hand-picked by the author. Next, we will take a look at some of the higher end systems and their performance. You may notice that I am showing the emulator loading animations. The reason why is I think they look great. They are again clean looking and go well with the overall theme. I like them a lot. I'll start off with the Atomic Wave and Metal Slug 6. The performance is around what's to be expected. There's a little bit of slowdown in very busy parts of the games, such as boss fights, but nothing that affects the game too much. Up next is Dreamcast. I have changed the resolution to 720p as it was originally a lower resolution and looked like a thumbnail on my display. This doesn't seem to affect performance too much and the games I tried run very well. As a note, many of the emulators are set to widescreen aspect ratio by default. The author mentions that he prefers it that way and as such he set it to widescreen. It's easy to change back to 4:3 ratio. You go into the menus on RetroArch and you can change it in the scaling options, and don't forget to save the configuration afterwards. Back to the emulators. Next up there is the Game Boy Advance emulator. All the games I tried run great on this. I was not expecting any issues and did not experience any. PlayStation emulation also runs very well now and I did not have any problems with lag or glitches. There's a great selection of games on this build, so it's definitely one to consider if you're a PlayStation fan. PlayStation Portable is as always a mixed bag of good, middle and bad performance. It does depend on what game you are playing, whether or not you will have a good or bad experience. I haven't played this game before, so I thought I would check it out. As you can see, there's quite a bit of frame skipping going on and it's not running at a great speed as that. And we finish up with Nintendo 64, which has improved a lot over recent months. As you can see, F-Zero is flying along. Whilst there's only 19 games in this build, I tried a few and they all work just fine. Overall, I really like Schmoomers Shepherds Pie build. I can see a lot of effort has been put into the theme, from the intro animation right through to the emulator loading animations, which I really like. While it only has a little over 4,500 games, they are quality hand-picked games by the author and not everything including the kitchen sink thrown at it. If you simply want to boot up and pick a random game, you can be fairly sure it will be a good one. If you are looking for a nicely featured build that is fast to load and navigate through the games, then this one is definitely one to consider. Incidentally, there is a PDF file included with the download which contains plenty of information about the build. Do check it out whilst you're writing the image to your card or SSD. That wraps up this RetroPie build overview. I hope you found it useful for deciding to give it a go or not. If you did, please like and subscribe, as it really does help to grow this channel and you can keep up to date with future videos. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.